Hey everybody, I'm Christina, and today I'm going to be taking you through a soulful yoga practice really designed with self-care and self-love in mind. So the idea here is just we come to the mat and we nurture our bodies, whatever you need today. And so what we're not going to do is we're not going to be pulling or pushing ourselves into these postures. We're going to kind of just let ourselves soften into the moment. I will be guiding you through some deep stretches that might be a bit challenging to some people, but I'm going to do my best to make it as accessible as I can. You don't need any props to get started, but as always, if you'd like to grab a pillow, a blanket, some blocks, whatever you need to support yourself here today. If all this sounds good to you, we're going to get started right here on our mat in an extended child's pose. So coming to the back of the mat, we're going to bring both big toes to touch, and we're going to open our knees wide this time. So maybe they're the length of your mat, maybe they're a little bit wider here. And we're going to drop down, dropping our chest, spreading our arms out above us, and bringing our forehead to touch the mat. Just settling in here, stretching through the spine, opening through those hips. And go ahead and start to notice how your body feels today. Slowing down your breathing. And just coming to the center here on the mat. Easing into this practice slowly. We're going to take another moment here in stillness. If you would like to set an intention for today's practice, now is a good time to do that. And when you're ready, we're going to invite a little bit of movement in by threading the needle. So we're going to come up onto our hands, and I'm going to bring my left arm underneath my right, resting onto my left ear and my left shoulder. You can keep your right arm over your head, or you can inhale it up and around, giving yourself a nice big twist here, binding that right hand, opening up through the shoulders a little bit more. So wherever you are, just to start to notice the sensations in the body. Taking it easy, not pushing or pulling anything. Trying to listen to your body and just give it exactly what it needs today. On our next inhale, we'll come back through center, and we're going to make our way to the opposite side. So I'm going to bring my right arm underneath my left, resting onto my right shoulder, my right ear. And we can close our eyes here, or we can bring that left arm back around us, opening through the shoulders a little bit more. Finding a sustainable posture for you. There should be no pinching or pain here. We're just trying to enjoy this stretch here. We'll take one more big cycle of breath. When you're ready, make your way back to center. We're here in an extended child's pose. One moment here before we slither through onto our bellies. Go ahead and drop your forehead to the mat and adjust your legs. So your legs can be hip width distance apart. or close together. So if they're hip width distance apart, it's going to be a little bit easier on your lower back. Go ahead and bring your forearms down to the mat. We're going to press into our hands, press into our forearms, press into the backs of our feet and our pelvis to inhale, looking forward, taking a back bend here. So I don't want you to look up too high like you're pressing your neck. Just look a little bit ahead and open that heart forward. So shining that heart forward. Breathing here. Maybe we shake our head no. Looking one way and then the other. Doing it again at your own pace. And when you're ready, we'll exhale to release everything down to the mat. So release your hands, drop your shoulders. Giving yourself a moment to just be here. Good. Let's go ahead and bend our knees and lift our feet. And we're just going to rock left and rock right, giving a little bit of love to our lumbar spine, our lower back here. Good. We could drop everything down and we're going to set up for another shoulder stretch. So from your belly, we're going to spread our arms wide. If I have space here. And we're going to rest onto that right ear. Let's go ahead and push that left hand into the mat by your chest or by your face here. Lift that left foot up, bending the left knee. We're going to roll over the right shoulder, opening up here. So this can be a really intense stretch for some people. So we can stay here. Or we can play around with the sensations in our body, finding a version that works for us. You can go ahead and bring that left arm up and over, wrapping it behind us. Maybe that left hand can come to grab the right. And we're opening up through the hip this whole time. So giving yourself a bit more of a hip opening. That's going to open up your shoulder a little bit more. Let's soften in here. Closing your eyes if you haven't already. Taking your time here. All right, that should feel good for you. We're going to release our hand back in front of our chest or our face. And we're going to roll back down onto our bellies here. Let's go ahead and relax everything down, dropping the shoulders to the mat. 1 second to reset. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side. So you're going to stretch your arms out wide here at a T by your side. This time, we're going to bring our left ear to the mat and our right hand is coming by our chest or by our face. Let's go ahead and lift that right leg off the mat, rolling on to our left shoulder. Open through your hips. If this feels all right for you, you can go to the variation that you did on the opposite side. So you can reach that arm around you. Or maybe your hands can clasp behind your back. Whatever feels good today. Closing your eyes. And releasing any tension you might be carrying. So maybe your feet or your fingers. Just noticing the little parts of your body today. We'll take one more cycle of breath here before rolling onto our bellies once more, dropping our shoulders to reset. Good. We're going to bring our hands to the mat and we're going to push up just to a tabletop position here. Let's take a cat-cow just to open up that spine, give our spine a little bit of love. So inhale, drop the belly, open the chest, look forward. Exhale, we round and curve. Let's do 2 more at your own pace. We're all gonna meet in a neutral spine. I want you to bring your hands a little bit back or out in front of you, and you're gonna tuck those toes under to raise your hips back and up, coming to our first downward facing dog. So your hips are reaching high, your chest wants to touch your thighs. Let's go ahead and walk our dog. So dropping one heel and then the other. Breathing here. When you're ready, we're gonna make our way to a lizard pose. So opening up through the hips. Let's go ahead and raise that right leg high and bring that right foot to the outside of your right hand. So we can stay here just pressing those hips down towards the mat, or we can drop onto that back knee, untucking the toes, getting a little bit lower here. So if you're here, open up the chest, look forward. If this feels all right to you and your knees are okay, we're gonna drop onto our forearms. We're still opening through our hips and pressing them closer to the mat. We breathe here. Finding a sustainable posture for you. And if you would like a little bit of a challenge, we can add a quad stretch. So we're gonna reach that right arm back, lifting that left foot up and looking over our right shoulder. So stretching through the quad. Let's not forget to open those hips though. So wherever you are, softening a little bit more. Release any tension between your eyebrows. Maybe you could close your eyes here. When we're ready to come out of it, we're going to push into our hands to help lift us up. Tuck those back toes under. And let's go ahead and come straight to a downward facing dog. So we're meeting in our downward facing dog, however you need to get there, moving slowly, breathing. Let's take it to the opposite side. We're gonna inhale to lift that left leg high. Let's bring that left foot to the outside of your left hand. We can stay here looking forward, or we could drop onto that back knee, untuck those toes. We can stay here lifting through our chest, pressing those hips down, or maybe we come to our forearms. Slow and steady breathing here. Noticing the stretch, noticing the sensation in our body. And if you took a quad stretch on the opposite side, you can take one here, reaching that left arm back to grasp that foot. You can be on your hand or on your forearm. Wherever you are, let's just settle in for a moment. observing every part of your body from head to toe. And when you're ready, we'll come back to our hands, tuck those back toes under, and you can make your way to a downward facing dog. You can come through tabletop or straight to downward facing dog. If you would like to take a vinyasa, go ahead and do that now. Let's take 3 breaths here in our downward facing dog, trying to find stillness. So we're pressing those heels to the mat, pressing through the hands evenly. Our chest is trying to touch our thighs and our hips are in the sky. One more big breath here. Awesome. We're going to drop down onto our knees. And we're just gonna come to sit on our butts here. So stretching out the legs in front of us. We're gonna come to a seated forward fold position. So I like to bring my knees up to my stomach and my chest to try to feel that my stomach and my thighs are touching. I'm gonna bring my peace fingers to my big toes. Inhale to straighten your spine. From here, let's slowly walk the feet out in front of us. Inhale, we straighten the spine. Exhale, maybe we take it a little bit deeper. Breathing here. So trying to keep your stomach against your thigh. Maybe we can straighten those legs. Breathing here. Finding your limits, stretching through your back and your hamstring. And then we can release everything down and curl inward. Let's keep those feet flexed to get that stretched in the hamstrings. Breathing here. Awesome. When you're ready, we'll push into those hands. Inhale to come up. And we're going to make our way to lie on our backs here. So go ahead and bring your feet to the ground. Your knees are in the air. We're really going to feel supported here in the lower back. We're going to make a figure 4 with our legs. So I'm going to bring my right ankle over my left knee and lift that left foot off the ground. So I'm squeezing my left knee closer to my chest while my right knee is intentionally pushing outward. That's going to give us more of a stretch in our glute area. Go ahead and interlace your hands behind that left thigh. Maybe we stay here, just giving ourselves a little bit of a push behind the thigh. Gently pushing that knee closer. If this feels all right to you, you can go ahead and inhale, lift that left leg high. Maybe we flex our toes. Breathing here. Again, that lower back is fully supported on the mat. There's no tension in your neck or in your shoulders. So a lot of sensation in the legs here. Just start to notice how you feel. And very slowly, if that left leg is risen, we can drop it down. Unlace your hands, drop that left leg down. We're going to drop that right leg also. And we're going to take windshield wipers here. So just drop both knees left, both knees right. Again, left and right. Awesome. Let's take it to the opposite side. So you're going to bring your left ankle over your right knee. You're going to bring that right leg up towards you. Your right thigh wants to touch your chest. Let's bring our hands to interlace behind our right thigh. And we're going to straighten and lift that right leg high. Breathing here. Same thing as the last side, noticing how you feel. Is anything different here compared to the opposite direction? Releasing any judgment or expectation and letting yourself soften just a little bit deeper. When you're ready, we're going to drop those legs down, releasing the hands. And once again, a quick windshield wiper left and right. So dropping those knees down, right and left. We're going to take a supine twist here. We have some options. So we're all going to hug our knees into our chest, giving ourselves a big squeeze. We can drop both knees over to the left side. Or if you want a little bit more, we're going to wrap that right leg around the left and then drop everything down to the left side. We're going to open up through that right arm and drop that right shoulder to the ground, looking over your right shoulder. Slowly settling into the posture. We're twisting a bit more with every exhale. I invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already. Enjoying this twist. We'll go ahead and take one more cycle of breath wherever you are. And on a big inhale, we'll make our way back to center. Hug those knees into your chest. And we'll take it to the opposite side. So if you crossed your legs on the opposite side, we'll do it here. If you didn't cross your legs, you don't have to do it on this side either. Let's go ahead and drop those knees over to the right. Opening, that left arm comes up. And then we drop that left shoulder to the ground. Looking over our left shoulder. Maybe we close our eyes here. Releasing any tension wherever you can. Maybe you deepen a little with your next exhale. Let's take another moment or two here. On your next big inhale, we can come back to center. Maybe you give yourself one last hug, whisper something nice to yourself. You can rock left, rock right, giving yourself a massage in the lower back. And when you're ready, we're going to finish this practice in a Savasana position. So taking up space here, letting your legs fall, letting your feet splay out. Feeling your full body supported on the mat. We're going to take another moment to notice how our body feels. What sensations do you have in your body today? Every day is different, so just looking at your body for what it is today. I invite you to stay here for a few minutes or as long as you would like. Thank you so much for joining me on today's practice. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.